What is the missing tile in your life?
Missing tile has been evolving for a while, and the stage where I am right now, and I look back, I think what was missing was my own assertiveness and my own strength, my ability to care for myself. I feel I've created that for myself now, and I'm at so much peace. But I think I was not in that space before.
When I saw your question, I was thinking, like, in a way, if you think there are so many missing tiles, but I think I'm evolving too, as Gayatri said. And I have started accepting things. The more you accept, the less problems you have. That's what I'm finding. And then the more peace I'm finding, because less I think about all these missing tiles, more peace I'm finding. So I'm happy with it, I think. And I will keep working on it, keep evolving, so that I don't feel that any tile is missing.
Oh, okay, beautiful.
I mean, I do agree with what Rashmi and Gayatri have said. We all are evolving and learning here. But my biggest missing tile, I would say, is, not being close to your parents when they need you. That I always regret, when we are here and your parents are back home, feel is the missing tile for me.
Oh, that's a very valid answer and beautiful answer. Good self-reflection.
I would say same as what Bharati said. My mom never visited here in Canada. So I feel like it's missing for me because she didn't see me like how I'm here. So that's a big missing part for me.
And how do you deal with it?
Cry.
Cry? Okay. All right. Very honest answer. A lot of emotions there.
Can I say I wish I'm more patient?
Okay, let's go deeper into the patience. Like where?
Even on my day-to-day life, I can be a bit more patient. When things are not going the way I want, I can be a bit more patient in expressing.
I can actually relate to all these examples. So I have a lot of missing tiles. Yeah, I wish I had a spouse who behaved a bit differently, and I wish I had chosen a different career path. Okay. I don't know why. Yeah, I always feel I should have been in a different direction, and I just ended up like in this job. And
all right, anybody has to add anything?
This is something very personal, and again, if I think back at my childhood, I think what I felt was a missing tile. So I'm like an afterthought or an accident for my parents. So I was born, like, I don't think I was supposed to be here. So they were much older when I was born, and they were almost like my grandparents, So when we went out, people wouldn't think I was their child. I always felt, I felt a little embarrassed to tell that days when I'd say, my dad, don't drop me at school. People are asking if you're my grandpa. I think I let that bother me a lot. I felt like, my parents didn't have the kind of energy like other parents have. And then I didn't have younger siblings. So I used to ask, can I have another younger sibling? They're like, we were not supposed to have you. So I felt like for the longest time in my life, that was a bit of a tile that didn't fit in. I never felt like I fit in. But I think I've outgrown that now. Like that's why I said, right? Things keep evolving as to what.
That's why probably you never created a space for yourself because you felt you were not supposed to belong here, right?
Yeah.
Our childhood trauma transfers to our adulthood. It just changes the form a bit, right? That lack.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was very much loved. I mean, I was like, I think I probably the favorite. I mean, I don't want to take too much time, but when I moved to Canada, like within a few years, my dad actually passed, and my sisters told me, like, after you left, it was never the same. Give some context, like, I was very much loved and everything, right? But I always felt like something was missing.
So today's topic is Agya Chakra. Agya Chakra, as you know, it's also called the third eye. It's a symbolic third eye. It's supposed to be when our vision changes, when we see the world differently. That's when symbolically our third eye opens. Okay, our drishti changes totally. Missing tile syndrome is focusing and living life focused on what is missing in your life. Everybody has some missing tile in the sense somebody wish their spouse could be different, somebody wish their parents could be different, somebody wish their job could be different, or they could be more patient, things like that. So it may be too personal also. Sometimes what happens is when we feel a lack in a sphere of our life, whether it's relationship or anything, or our own abilities, like sometimes people have very low self-esteem, so they always lack that. So what happens is we tend to focus our attention too much on that lack, okay? And then we undermine all other aspects of our life. And that's what I want to bring out today, that hyper-focusing on that missing tile is not good. That will never change your life. For example, if I give you a blank sheet of paper and there's a black dot, mostly normal people will focus on the black dot. And sometimes that lack becomes so strong in our life, that black black thing becomes so strong in our life, we forget that we have so much of white paper there. We can create whatever we want. So changing our vision is going beyond our lacks and going beyond what we feel is inadequate in our life and focus on what we have actually and create our own life. And it happens a lot in relationships because you cannot control the missing tile in your life. Absolutely cannot. What you can focus is what you have. So that's what changing of drishti is symbolic of Agya Chakra, that third eye. It's symbolic that your vision changes. Your focus of life changes totally. And then when your focus of life changes totally, that missing tile doesn't hold that much importance in life, but initially it draws a lot of energy from you because sometimes we hyper focus on the missing part in our life. So at that point, whenever you feel like focusing on missing tile or whenever it draws your attention, because if it's an important missing tile in our life, we always tend to draw our attention in that, like that becomes the center of our life, right? Our life revolves around that. And even every now and then you get back into that cycle of missing that or having that lack in your life. So this is more to focus on what you have. So every time your mind goes back to your older tendencies, you bring it back to the present moment and bring it back to the abundance you have in your life, other things. That's the only way to deal with it. And that's when gradually your vision will change. That's when you come out of that cycle of that churning of that missing tile. That's when you feel the freedom. So it's all about moment to moment awareness, about changing your drishti, changing your vision to what you have as opposed to what you don't have. Make sense? That means more working on yourself, more being present. Any questions? Any comments?
As I started working on yoga and meditation and self-care, I think my perspective on what I've been missing all along, like that's going down a bit. I'm not looking at the negatives, and I'm more looking towards how to change that, how to improve the situation. So that's what I wanted to share.
Yeah, very good. You become more solution focused the moment you start shifting your attention to what you have. Yes, Rashmi, you wanted to say something?
You explained it beautifully. I just wanted to add a further comment that, the other story is glass half empty, or we waste our 90% energy on things which are not in our control. Just lose the part which actually is a good part. So whatever we have, should have gratitude for that. Whatever is not there, just try to accept that. So once this feeling comes, I think life becomes better.
True, very true. And I remember a story of a mother. I read it somewhere very vividly, and you will relate to it because you all are moms. Son was going out for some play, maybe soccer playing or something like that, and then and they had a little bit of, he was a teenager child, so they had a little bit of little fight, mother and son fight, what you normally have in house and with your teenager children. And then while he was going out, she just said, you better remove the garbage when you come back, okay? And she was very stern about it. And he left, he never came back. He actually died, maybe with an accident. So this mom was telling that I didn't even say when he was going that I love you, So she regretted that a lot. Life is so fragile. Moment to moment, you have to have that awareness to spread love, give love, and work on yourself. And rather than if you had a fight or something, just let it go. And at least when you're seeing them, you don't know whether you're seeing them for the last time. You don't know. Life is so fragile. So focus on what you have and cherish what you have while you have it, rather than thinking about the small fight. So more you work on yourself, more you feel that you start accepting things, you're letting things go. And if things are not under your control, you can just pray for it. Just pray for it. That's all you can do. And people who are missing their parents or not able to do something for their parents, think what you can do by staying here. Things you can provide for them. Not everything can be done just by physical presence. Even by distance, you can provide a lot of things for them. You can make arrangements for them. Money can buy a lot of things. So you can actually make some arrangements for them. Because you cannot leave your life here and go.
So I had this kind of feeling for so long that, I couldn't do anything for my parents. Jayanti said, she's crying. So I used to do that a lot. I went and volunteered in this extended care. And you won't believe how much, satisfaction it gave me. So when I went for the interview, that lady said, are you looking for a job in this field? Or you're not a high school student, why are you here? So I told her the actual feeling, and she didn't even interview me. And she said no. And she gave me the patient who never wanted to talk to anyone. And she said, I would like you to try, because you are coming with a heart where you really want to satisfy your desire to serve older people. So that satisfied me. I'm just giving an example. So if you are very sad, you can try that. I don't know, everybody's different, but it helped me.
Very good and very nice story. And at least you thought that, because I worked in long-term care. I know how people are there and how much they love people, having people around them. They're so lonely out there. So whenever you're focusing on the missing tile in your life, try to shift your focus, bring it back to the present first of all, and feel the gratitude for whatever you have in your life. Then that thing will take a back seat, because you cannot change circumstances. Sometimes it's beyond your control, or a person. You cannot do that. Absolutely. So it's better to just focus on what you have and then work on yourself and feel the abundance in the things that you have. So many people, they don't even have what you have. You have to replace your lack with the sense of gratitude, moment to moment awareness. And wherever people need help from you, be ready to give that to them, because you never know whom you can benefit with your energy. So if you're helping an elderly here in the grocery shop or something, just lifting her bag, somebody will help your mom there. Is that energy that flows that way? I used to treat a patient with knee replacement surgery, and my mom was a candidate for knee replacement surgery. And even if she didn't have that, because I told her not to, now she's doing fine. But then whenever I used to treat this patient, I used to think, somebody, if my mom goes through that surgery, somebody is there to take care of her. I just felt that. So I never felt a lack that I'm here and not able to treat my mom, because I was very satisfied treating that lady, just like my mom.
I totally agree with you. I will share one incident that when I was helping out, volunteering at elderly care, my mom had cataract surgery in India, in Delhi, and she had no one there. And I was so worried that who's going to cook for them, because you cannot cook, you cannot go closer to the fire. Her neighbor showed up, and for 7 days she brought food for her every day without fail. And when my mom shared that with me, you know what? I felt so blessed that, as Archana said, you never know. You help someone, but someone is there for, and that is so true.
Yeah, that's what I always felt. No matter where life has placed you, you should not be feeling, because this is not my family, I should not do it. That feeling of others should dissipate. That's where the change of vision happens. When you start feeling one with everybody, with different community, different people, no matter where you meet them, that's where your vision changes. You become open to helping anybody. And then your own sorrowness or the lack, it just evaporates.